Alright guys, thanks for stopping back by at my channel, guys. I want to give you the 1,000-mile update review on my KLR 650. Alright guys, like I said before, welcome back to my channel, and I want to show you that I have 1,098.3 miles on my KLR as of right now. So I took it to the shop to get it the skid plate put on it, and I had them adjust the clutch and I had them adjust my chain. They told me that I was completely, for lack of a better term, not a very good mechanic, because they told me that my chain was extremely too loose. Now, I watched a video, don't know who it was, about how you put the tape measure. It might have been Swanky Cat, very good channel by the way, where you put the tape measure on the ground, you pull your chain, you measure the tolerance between the linkage and the middle of the chain. Well, I was completely in tolerance, and when I took it down there, they told me, their exact words to me was, don't mess with the chain, leave it for the professionals. I was like, okay. I also had some bark buster handlebars or grips to put on here, and as you see, they're not on there because for the 2017, the ones that they had in stock or could get aren't for the 2017. So anyway, they put it all back together, and they charged me with a skid plate $220 for all the maintenance and tightening the chain, tightening the clutch. Now, what I found, which is pretty crazy, is when I went to take off and I was on a slight incline of a hill, I went to pull the clutch in and take off, and it stalled on me. So normally I could just pull the clutch back in, no matter what gear I was in, start the motorcycle up. Wasn't happening. They told me basically that, oh, hold on, let me stop right there. So I couldn't understand why, so I had to put it back in neutral. Here I was in traffic in the middle of a city. Luckily it was not in rush hour, and I was able to get it back neutral and get going. So when I got home, you know, I tried it again to make sure, and sure enough, same thing. So I called them and I said, you know, I don't understand why, before I brought it to you, I could pull the clutch in on first, second, third, fourth, and fifth gear, and the sucker would start. Now it will not. And they said, well, it's something the KLR has incorporated, and that I'm gonna have to deal with it. And I told them, like I just now said, before it worked and now it doesn't. So anyway, come to find out, this bolt right here on the bottom, right here, they had tightened this thing so tight that was crimping the, or squeezing the clutch, or the clutch. There's a set of contacts in here, right up in here. There's a little contact plate, and it was squeezing it so tight that it was squeezed open, and it would never allow it to start, only in neutral. So it took me about 30 minutes to figure it out, because I cleaned the contacts, I moved the screws like I saw some other people do, but that was my problem. So don't over tighten the wind guard when you're doing anything, any kind of maintenance to it. So other than that, let me show you what they say is intolerance of my chain. Now you tell me. To me it looks like it's a little tight. I don't know for sure. It's actually loosened up some since I've done it, so, but anyway, it was really tight before all this took place. And anyway, so here's a skid plate. I've noticed that they didn't use their bolts that I took them to put it on. They used their own bolts, which is fine because it's on there and it's good and tight, and I've checked all that and make sure. So what do I think? 1,000 miles into riding, I freaking love it. One thing I wish that this motorcycle had, and I think I've found an issue, or I found a solution to my problem. I wish that it had one more gear, because it seems like I'm in fifth gear, it just needs that one more gear. Not so much with the RPMs, just the way it sounds. So I've been on a few forums and I've watched a few people on their videos, and they tell me, the forum and the video says that a 13-point sprocket, I believe, front sprocket, will bring the RPMs down and the motor racing so loud. So we're going to try that when I change the chain out. So far the tire 1,000 miles is very good so far. From what I've been told, you see it's getting a little wear on it. From what I've been told, now I don't know for sure, but from what I've been told, been told that this is going to take me about 2,500 miles, and then I'm going to have to change the tire. The brakes are in decent shape. I mean, you can kind of see how much I've used. So I've also heard that the front tire will take me about 5,000. So we'll see. Hopefully it does. Other than that, I mean, I've had no issues whatsoever. I've been riding the dog pee out of it, and everything is good and tight. One thing I'm glad I did not do, so what I'm glad I didn't do was buy an extra aftermarket seat like I was going to. So what I did before I even got all my stuff, or before I even really rode my motorcycle real far, I decided to buy all these things, like the crash bars, the panniers, the skid plate, which, you know, some of that stuff's obviously a good idea. Crash bars, skid plate. Panniers, obviously, for me was great because, you know, when I'm strapping or when I'm out here bushcrafting or whatever I'm doing, you know. The KLR dash, I really didn't need it, but it makes, I mean, if you look at this, it makes it look so much more professional. I mean, it looks pretty good. This cell phone case here, I mean, so what's next on my agenda to buy for this? So I am going to buy a taller windshield because the wind seems to come right through here and hit me right about there. So I need to get a taller windshield so the wind will actually go over top of me. Another thing I'm going to get is fork stabilizers. I'm going to put some right there, or a set right there, and that's going to help me hopefully on control on the gravel and on the main roads. And eventually when my light burns out, I'm going to change these to LEDs. Right now they're good and bright, and I have no issues with them. So guys, 1,000 miles in, I'm loving every minute of it. I don't regret buying this motorcycle at all. It's been excellent. I haven't laid it down since the last video, thank God. I mean, knock on wood. So it's been a great motorcycle. I mean, I can't say enough about it. I probably went through 5 tanks, maybe 6 tanks, I think, maybe, not sure. Oh, so one more thing before I, wow, I just stepped on that, can you see? And it went straight in the ground. That's pretty crazy. So I had some issues with the like when I'm going down the road, it would seem like it would go and then cut out, go and then cut out. I talked to them at the place that fixed my bike, and they told me that it was some water in the gas. I got some fuel treatment, and I have run only non-ethanol gas in there, and so far no problems whatsoever. One guy said my chain might be too tight, which it's tighter now than it was before, so I haven't had any issues right now, so hopefully, knock on wood, that's it. So guys, I'm getting ready to head to Mountain Lake. Check my other video out. It's where Dirty Dancing was recorded. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys. I appreciate it. I'll see you at about 2,000 miles, hopefully, with this the new additions to my bike and what I think about it and how it's holding up. And yeah, so guys, like and subscribe. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one.